This is Sanjay Madila, application engineer with Conception. Talk about like how can we create this world-class technical instructions with SolidWorks, that is especially with SolidWorks Composer. So before going into that, so I'm going to talk about a couple of things in here, like why we need a SolidWorks technical communication documentation tool. So before going to that, you have a look at the video here. So that is why we really require a technical communication, like a precise communication at the right place and at the right time and at the right moment is a guarantee for success. So technical communication or the communication is inevitable everywhere, wherever you see. So I hope the communication is what which bridges the gap between many of the departments in the industry. So what's the need of communication? Like wherever you see, it's the communication that takes us from one level to the next level. So be it in any industry, from the research, from the planning, from executing and measuring and just getting the products out to the market with the perfect reports. So communication is everywhere. So if the right part and the right communication is delivered to the people out there, and it will just deliver the same, and it will give us the best results for us. So today I'm going to talk about what exactly the technical documentation is, and also the challenges faced in creating that effective technical documentation. And I'll just give a brief on about the product, like what exactly SolidWorks Composer can do. And also we are going to talk about the new enhancement that what we have in SolidWorks 2019, and also the benefits of SolidWorks Composer, the technical documentation tool, and how you can reduce your workflow using this SolidWorks Composer. So going on, like giving an overview on technical documentation. Every technical documentation refers to a product related information, such as this product definition. Like if you see what and all are there in the product, it defines the product bit to bit, part by part, and also it will just give the maintenance and warning manuals to that. So this is the product definition what we refer to, and as well as the feature descriptions. So coming to the feature descriptions, we'll be having many features in our product. So in this case of vacuum cleaner, like you can see, many of the features have been highlighted, and they have been showcased in a much clear manner, so that every a layman can also understand that what exactly it can be and what exactly the feature can do. And the specification, the bill of materials, and the callouts, like it's there in every industry, you are all familiar with this. And when once you also know the pain when these things get clumsier, like as the number of components goes up, even the number of balloonings and the bill of materials goes up. And when searching that things, it's a clumsier process to search each and every component where it is. So that is the specification what we are talking about. And we have this functionality here, the how the functionality, how it works in the real world environment. And handling, like you can say, you might have all seen this type of catalogs when you're buying phones or some new products. Yeah, you'll be getting some manuals, right? Like how to assemble few things and how to disassemble few things. So that and all you can see it in the handling. And also the operational procedure, so in the real world environment, like how to assemble and how it works in the real world environment. So these and all things comes under this technical documentation. So these and all things like product definition, feature descriptions, specification, functionality, handling, operational procedure. So these things comes under this technical documentation procedures. And so what technical documentation, like, yeah, I'm talking about this technical documentation. And so what this technical documentation and how it should be is should be comprehensible. So why I'm saying comprehensible, because like it should give out the matter. Like if I'm making some 100 components or some 100 big assembly, okay, so the customer doesn't have the time, or the stakeholder won't have the time to read each and every contest in particular. Okay, so we have to compress that in such a manner that within just 1 or 2 minutes video he must understand what is going to happen in there. So that is why it should be comprehensible. And also the other thing is must possess clarity. Yeah, it should maintain clarity. If it doesn't maintain clarity, like we are lost there. And it is the prime focus that what every industry out there and every successful people or the industry following. And also it should be easy to search and index the context in such a manner that even a layman can understand that, or the person who is not much interested, or who is not really into the products. So mainly it can be created in two different forms, that is either by the graphical images, like you can see on the screen there, like how the graphical image on the left hand side is showing, and on the right hand side for the same oil painter, that is an oil power painter, you can see on the right hand side like how we've segregated each and every image, and as well as the cautionary matter in there, and also the warnings. So that is how, if we possess the clarity, and these and all are things like you can design during the design stage. That is how what we are going to talk about in the next 40 to 50 minutes. And as well as the animation, let's say I have to make some service manual or some assembly operation process. So that and all I can actually see. You can't hear me. So you like guys, just tell me if you are not, if I'm not audible, or if my audio is not available to you. Just ping me, or you just can unmute yourself and you can say that I'm not audible. Yeah, great. Balaji, that's maybe that is your own problem. You can just figure it out. Maybe you can just connect back again. So moving on, like as I said, like we can create it in two different forms. Either it is graphical images and as well the animations for teaching the entire procedure of assembly process or service manuals or training guides, whatever it is. And so what are the normal challenges that are being faced in the general industry that I'm going to talk about? Like basically in general. Uh, so during the documentation, so this documentation during the design stage is a it's a difficult process. Like why? Because like we'll be getting this new revisions, new versions each and every day, each and every time. Okay, so let's say I've made my product and I've done my manufacturing, and so once everything manufacturing has been done, again I want to do some tweaks in there, and I want to add some attractions or add some effect to the manufactured part for mine. So in that case there are few updates that are coming up, and again I have to redo the entire process. Like again I have to hire a photographer for that. I have to take new snaps. Again I need to rechange everything. So that is a possible updates that what you are coming up. So in that case, that is one challenge what the present industry is facing, and also non-availability of dedicated resources. Yeah, so this is one key pain area where every industry is facing it. Why? Because like everyone will see this technical documentation as a new separate department, or as a new separate thing. So but this can be done by the designer itself, or the designer, or anyone who is much more well versed with the product. And also creation of illustrations that are super crisp clear, and many more things. Yeah, so this is one another challenge what many of the industries are facing out there. Why? Because to create such great technical content, why? Because this is the value that we are giving out to the people. So it should be something extravagant, and it should be appealing to the people once they look at the pictures and as well as the assembly process or whatever it is. So it should be in such a way that yeah, it should be readable in many manners, and it also should possess clarity. So that crispiness it's lacking in the present industry. And I hope like you all people working in several industries face many challenges as well. And this challenges, like if you face any, I'll just leave this questionnaire at the end of the session, and we can discuss a little more on that. Okay, so why this SolidWorks Composer? Why I'm talking all this? So this is for just one purpose in here. Like we all are here to create this graphical content to explain processes and procedures in technical communications. Okay, in many manners, like this manufacturing assembly instructions in one way, and also the product manuals in the other way, and creating this installation instructions for the service people or some assembly people, and also creating the service manuals for the service industry, and also the training guides like for the new people that are joining the company, and also creating this marketing brochures and sales bidding kits for our reporting purposes. So this is the tool which helps you to create all the things that what we are discussing now, like this manufacturing assembly instructions or this service manuals, training guides, whatever it could be. Okay, so let's see how it's gonna help us in such manners. Okay, so this SolidWorks Composer, it is the 3D tool. Okay, it's a complete standalone tool. Like it works well with SolidWorks, and also if you do not have SolidWorks, it doesn't matter. Like you can work with different types of files as well in SolidWorks Composer. So it helps you to create all these assembly instructions, product manuals, training materials, and also the marketing collaterals. So let's see it in the software, like how it looks like. Okay, so this is the SolidWorks Composer interface. As you can see in here, I can open several types of files in here. So all the authorized 3D files are available, like SMG is SolidWorks Composer extension file, and IGS files, step files, ProE files, alias wavefront files, SolidWorks files, Universal 3D CAD files, and also all image files, SVG files. Everything is supportable, and also even CATIA file is supportable. Like it will import it in a graphical data as well. So once I've already opened one SolidWorks file in here, like as you can see. So this is the default picture that I've just taken before, like many things you have. So this is a complete tool. As you can see, you can create several images in here to show which operation you are looking at, whether the operation manual or the maintenance manual. It will give you several options to showcase as well. So this is it will give you different rendering options, and this is for the replacement pass. Like you can see how the rendering has been changed from normal to a chill out. Okay, so and also you can create different types of images in context. Okay, so you can actually show them in a pretty good manner, like in a pretty neat way as well, and it will give you that real time highlighting, model highlighting as well. So this is a small assembly. Just once I just roll over the bill of materials, you can see how it is highlighting the component as well. Same as with the component, once I just roll over it, like it will highlight that component. And it is such a great tool. It will just leverage all our 3D CAD data, and also it will leverage our all the 3D CAD data with its meta properties as well. So you don't need to number, or you don't need to name each and every part. Why? Because that's what. So it can leverage all that 3D data and with the meta properties. That is what we are talking about here. So this is here, like with an bigger components, you can see how we are just highlighting each and every component. So this eliminates most of the ambiguity, and as well as the uh, clarity among the people out there who are looking at different parts and who are searching for different types of components in here. So I'll just show you some great things that you can do with SOLIDWORKS Composer and how you can create such interactive technical materials and also the documents with SolidWorks Composer. So and it is real easy to work in SolidWorks Composer, and it will give you that um, industry standards and industry materials as well, wherein which all the tools are already available, so that you don't need to search for a different library in here. So here, let's say if I just want to make a service manual of this kind, okay, so I want to show the maintenance here. So how the maintenance has to be done for this resume bolter. Okay, so I'll just click at that. We can link up few things in here, and it is such a great tool where it gives you this real-time interactive feel with the components as well. Let's say if I want to make a maintenance value for that drill head removal, I'll just click that. Okay, so this, it will take me to that components, and it will show me in pretty much interactive way, and in such a way I'll get a pretty good idea, or some other who is not much into the same model, who is a layman who doesn't know what exactly it can do, he can actually see that. Okay, so now the rotate the placement boom to the side of the vehicle. This is how I'll show. And what is the next step that has to be done for this maintenance? Okay, so that now that has to be rotated or lowered, okay, in such a manner. That is what it is showing. That is how we'll make it. And also it in another interactive way, and you can see that we have been transferring to some other camera model, and you can see how we are extending the drill at that place. Okay, so now what next? Okay, so next I need to just rotate it in such a manner so that I can just make it into a horizontal position. Okay, so what is the next thing that I have to do? So now the support has to be holden, and it has to be lowered down, okay, to the rest position. So that is how I'll make that thing to the rest position. So now I'll need to remove those retainer caps from the expander pin assemblies. So that is how I'll take out the boom, and I can do the maintenance process on that. Okay, and next, what next after removing the expander pins? Okay, after removing that expander pins, I can just take out the assembly, complete assembly out. So that is how it will just give us that interactive and each and every step-by-step procedure, wherein which you don't need any person to sit there and to teach a person like this is how you have to do, and this is a one-time thing that what you do in here. So once you are done with this modeling or creating this technical document, so it is, you can share it to n number of people at any times and any cost. And also, as I told you, like the practical updates are automatic. So here we have a dedicated tool for this, which is update, wherein which you can update the SolidWorks Composer document entirely. Like if you're having SolidWorks, so that is a collaboration that is there with SolidWorks and as well as the SolidWorks Composer. So if there are any changes that is coming up into the SolidWorks model, so that be like using this update option, like we can actually update the entire model in the Composer as well. So that is the thing. Again, I want to just go back like drill head replacement procedure. So I'll just click there. It automatically takes back to the original place where I have to be. So there's many things can be done with SolidWorks Composer. And let's say if I want to check for the replacement parts, like how to replace few things in here, this is again can come under service procedure or assembly procedure. Okay, so this thing again you can see if I want to see a replacement, excuse me, a replacement procedure for this entire thing at different levels, that also I can see or show as well. Okay, so this in here, I'm just opening that part, and once I'm just rolling over, you can see it is being showing what are the things that I'm looking at. And again, if I want to go for the operational features, again I'll just go back and just click that operational features. So this is how you can ask me how we are doing this. Like for each and every model, like we'll be having this link properties. So okay, so this I'm steering, I can just click that and I can link that to any pulse in here. So here I can link that. So this is the view that I'm just linking it. Okay, so this is how, like, you can link a file, and you can link any HTTP document, you can link different types of images. So that is how it will trigger each and everything, and it is very easy to do so as well. Let's say if I want to see the operational procedure of the placement, boom, I'll just click there. You can see how it is being done that. And also if I want to see for the stabilizers and how it will move, that is for the stabilizers. And again for the steering, how it will move, so that is how the steering, how it will move. So it will give me everything in a pretty understandable format. That's what I just want to show you guys. And also for moving on, we can do many things with SolidWorks Composer. Like, let me open one another file which gives you a greater clarity on how we can do such things. Okay, so this is one ASM boom, one of the part of that. Yeah, Omkar, I'll just keep the questions at the end of the session. Okay, just meanwhile, let me just finish how and exactly and how easily we can do this thing in SolidWorks Composer. Okay, so this is one ISM boom part. Like as I said, like you will get the entire assembly with the meta properties as well. So this is one SolidWorks document. You can see like entire assembly. I'm getting it in here, and also we have one more great tool called Digger. Okay, so this digger will help in creating, like, it has many options. Okay, so in here, so you can see this like we have this onion skin, wherein which it will just peel off the components, like only things which I want to show will be highlighted and the rest all will be hidden. So that is all. Like the bowls, if I want to show in here, I can just show that. Okay, and so this is, I'll just highlight that part. So this is where it should be, and I can just decrease this. And let's say if I want to take a snap of it, I'll just capture that. So it will just show me that like these are the bowls that are there in here in a pretty much clear context. So many options and many tools, you'll get it with SolidWorks. Okay, so and again moving on, like as I told you, like different types of rendering options in here. You can see how I'm just changing that different types of renderings in here, from shill out, from wireframe. So it also changes the graphical properties of that as well. Many options. And moving on, for let's say if I want to change the color of this, I'll just click that, and you can see on the left hand side the property tab, like I can change the color of that. Okay, I can change the color of that at be it white or gray or whatever it is. And also I can change the opacity, the transparency of that. So each and every part you'll be getting individual properties. It's up to you how you play with it. Like it's a complete manipulable software. Like if you want to scale that component, you can scale it. You can change the area of that. Many options. And it goes on the left hand side, you can see like user properties, like how it imported all the meta properties, all the date, order, and the description, drawn date, material of that. And if you want to mention that, you can mention that as well. Like we have many ordering tools in here. Okay, so you can see this. So I'm just giving the labels of that. So for individual, it just simply takes the meta properties. You don't need to even write them individually. And if you want to edit them manually, yeah, that you can do. And moreover, I just want to show you another thing called this. In the other tab only, you can define the length of that. See how easily we can define the length, and also the diameter for at any place. So diameter at this place. So this diameter, the inner diameter, if I want, I can get that diameter as well. So it gives me all those options wherein which you can actually highlight them in a particular context and see how your dimensions are. So these are useful to showcase when we are showing it in an assembly perspective. And also you can draw some arrows like this and point out. So this is the way how the assembly should be going on, or the assembly should be compressed on. And moreover, you can also see many ways. You can see I've created several components in here. Like these are the several images that I've already created, and you can see again you have this part highlighting in here. And as I told you, like the bill of materials, everything will be automatic in here. Why? Because it will carry the meta properties from the SolidWorks itself. Okay, and again, let's see how to remove the cylinder process or the replacement part. Like if someone wants to check that the replacement parts he wants to in that particular boom or pin in that particular assembly, he can actually see that. So in that case, again, I'll just go back and what is the next? Again, the and I'm just segregating the assembly into minute details. So that is why I want to see what part I just really looking at. Okay, so in here, if I just want to replace this C04726, I can actually see that this is a 7 bill of material which is having two quantity, so that the customer who is looking at, he can actually see that this is the place where I want to replace the file, or this is the part which I want to buy. So many options you'll have. So and again, you can actually come back and see back and forth and see how it works as well. So this is one another to show how it can be done, and also you can see on the left hand side the bill of materials tab. Okay, so this is the bill of materials tab, and if you want to regenerate everything, you have all the complete workshops in here to show, hide things, to show or hide callouts, and to capture the image. Okay, so let's say this image I want to capture. It's very easy. On the left hand side, you can see we have create view option. You can create that. So this is the image that I get, and if I want to save this image, yeah, that's real easy as well. So we have this high resolution image in here, wherein which you can go to the preview or save it, and you can give the resolution to that, and you can save that image to different types of formats as well. So many options you'll get it with SolidWorks Composer. And once this thing is done, like you can also have different options, like to make different types of uh, di- to show different types of configurations as well. That's what I mean. So in this case, like you can see on the screen, it is basically a car seat. Okay, so this is basically a car seat. Like if I want to see different types of configurations on that, or some customers want to see this configurations, that also he can see. So this and all we are doing during design stage itself. Like we are eliminating lots of rework. So in here you can see how easily we are getting different, you can see different types of configurations, and also different types of positions and how it can be put. And also if I want to see the inner parts of that, like I can simply just dive down and see what are the bill of materials of exactly what I'm referring to that part. So it is a very easy tool, and it gives us all that clarity during design stage. So that is one main thing what SolidWorks Composer gives us. And also, like if you want to create one animation or one service manual of some kind, okay, let me just show you quickly a video on how you can create that. Okay, so here I'm having this option. You can see this. Let's say if I want to make one service procedure of this on how to replace a piston in there. So this I can show it in different types of camera angles, so that a person who is not much aware of this can actually do it. A person, a consumer, a customer, a stakeholder, anyone can actually have the access for this. He'll get a pretty better idea on what he's doing. Everything again during the design stage, you can see how the movement and path has been carried out. So now I just want to make sure I want to remove or replace this piston in here. So I'll show that I want to change this piston engine. So I'll show that. So the engine has been changed. Again, it is going back into the place, and the entire setup is coming back and clamping off. And each and every thing you can show that in minute detail manner, so that every person can understand in that. So the entire thing will roll back, and you can wonder like how this everything can be happened. You can see the timeline behind it. So the location keys, the properties, the viewport, the camera, the digger key, everything. So based on that, so we can do that animation. Okay, so and let me just show you how we can create it as well. So, that is one another thing. Just I want to show you. Just give me a second to open the file in here. So this is one where change service manual what I just want to show you. So once I open that, like you can see here, this is a zoomed out model of that, and this is the task pane that I have at the bottom. And let's say if I want to show some exploded view in here. In here, SolidWorks gives you that cutting edge technology and tools in here. So in here I can group few things as well. Okay, so here I've already made one group or selection set, you can say. So if I want to quickly transfer or translate it, I can do that. You can see that is how I'll translate it. Okay, translation has been done. Let's say if I want to make some linear explode at that place, yeah, it's simple easy. You can see that, right, how easily I exploded that. Okay, and also you can see a collaborator has been following that. If you want to manually do that, yeah, you can do it. SolidWorks gives you all these possibilities. Let's say I've done that, and if I want to make one bill of material table for that, I'll go to this bill of material tab, and I'll just ascend, like I've selected that selection set, and I'll just click generate bill of materials. You can see on the left hand side it generated the bill of materials within Snap. And also if I want to create this callouts, again it's the same, just create callouts for the same, it automatically creates that callouts for you. Now I'll just show the bill of material table. So this, if I want to arrange, I have many options like this in this magnetic line in this case. So I'll just draw a magnetic line, and I'll just roll that over, or I'll just keep this callouts at that place. So it automatically magnets that to the line, and it automatically aligns as well. So many options when you're working with Composer. So you see that how easily we can create them. And so, and again, coming back, like you see, this is one another, and showing the updates. Okay, so this in here on the part, you can see there are no grooves incubated around the uh, bolts out there. So let's say if I want to change the design, or if some new design has came up, so I'll just simply click that part, and again I'll just go to the workshops. um, just a second. So I'll just go to the geometry. Here we have this option called update. So once I just click update, so I'll just go there, and I'll just click the updated part, and I'll click update. You can see we have grooves now. So everything, like you don't need to wait till your manufacturing thing to be done, and then you need to create the technical documentation. So during your design stage itself, like if you are doing it for some manual things, you can do it, update this manually, or you can update it manually from the entire document, like how I showed you before. Okay, so this is one way of doing a, great technical document. And also there is one more video, like you can see how if I want to perform a service procedure of this. Okay, let's say you can actually show everything in context, like how each bolt will be coming out, and what is the next part that I need to strip down. Okay, now how each bolt has to be taken out, and how the axle has to be taken out. And also I can show it in a section view, so that it will give a much more clarity, and how the bearing has to be rotated and in which direction with arrows, and how it will be exploded, and which part comes out, and what are the things to be replaced, that I can show. And again it will go back, it will roll down. So it just takes some maybe 15-40 seconds video to show the entire thing. Like in the case of service industry, it is a major thing to show. Why? Because like the service people, they are not much aware of what the thing is going on in there. So in such cases, it is real difficult for the persons who are showing all these things, and it's a complex thing what they are facing out there. Okay, so in order to, as we are talking about the assembly instructions, like it, you can create this exploded views, and you can create the linear and circular collaborators with the diggers as well. And coming to the product manuals, like it helps you to give the shaded illustrations, and also the flat renderings, as we discussed about different types of renderings in there, and also the labels, like how it catches the meta properties as well. And also to show the training materials, like measurement displays and callouts and and interactive boards, you can quickly and easily create them as well. And talking about the marketing collateral, so this is one image that's been uh, rendered in SOLIDWORKS Composer, and you can see the clarity, how realistic it looks like. So that is all. Like, you can create some high resolution images and also the video animation, which can be saved in JPEG or AVI formats. Okay, so now let's talk about what's new we have in SOLIDWORKS 2019. So we have many new enhancements that are coming up from the past many years, and this year is not so. And in here we have lots of enhancements in here, like coming to the user phrase. Like, we've refreshed the entire user phrase of SolidWorks Composer. Like, you can see, like, so this is one example. I'll show how we've revamped the entire user phrase. So we have new thumbnails and everything. Like, the persons who are already using 2018 Composer, they can feel the difference how 2019 Composer is. So the entire thing has been refreshed. And also the animations, coming to the animations, like, we have good enhancements. I'll talk about that. And also the measurement and arrow properties, that is a new thing that came up. And also you can customly import few profiles, that is also there. And import the product manufacturing index and the envelopes. And the another big thing is this, now the SolidWorks Composer is integrated with SolidWorks PDM. So that is a new thing that came up, that has been come up in SolidWorks 2019. So as we are talking about the interface, like, you can see we have a refreshed and revamped interface in here. And also talking about the measurement and aura properties, like you can define the measurement and aura properties then and there itself. And also talking about the animations, like, we have some new update motion animation option here. And also the custom properties, like, we have many custom properties and new things added up when you are importing profiles. And also you can import the product manufacturing index and also the envelopes. And also, as we are talking about the SolidWorks PDM integration, right within the SolidWorks Composer platform, like, you can actually access everything. So this is a PDM interface wherein which you can check in files, you can do the changes. I mean, you can check out files, you can do the changes, you can get new versions of that. You can actually write from SolidWorks Composer interface itself. You can get the approvals, and you can change the states of that. So many options, like it increases your productivity in such a manner that you don't need to wait till everything has got over or till everything has been manufactured. So it will increase your productivity, it will increase your uh, things what you can do, most of what the SolidWorks Composer can give. So it will just expand your things. You can build new things and confidence, and increases your sales with your prospects and as well as computer customers. So moving on, so, like, what are the benefits of SolidWorks Composer? So basically it reduces the time to market delay. Okay, so that is one major thing, like, many of the customers or many of the people out there industry are facing. And also it will improve the productivity by reducing all the supporting non-engineering tasks. Yeah, many of the people feel that it is a non-engineering task, and it is so. And so this basically, it will give you that cutting edge tools, like, as we are talking about. So it will give you those tools so that you can reduce your work and you can reduce your rework when you're creating such new and great technical communications. And moreover, it will communicate your complex informations with non-engineers easily. Yeah, so that is one critical part many of the people that are facing, like in the service industry and in many other industries. Like we won't get that knowledgeable people out there to showcase or to do some service on few vehicles or the machines that we create. Also, some things, like, if I want to showcase service procedure or something, so I need to have a person there, and he has to teach him so that he can carry it along. So that everything can be eliminated with SolidWorks Composer. Why? Because you can do everything at one shot, and you can leave the rest and you can share it among at any times and number of times. And you can reduce the cost of creating costly product illustrations. So this is one part that we are talking from the first. Why? Because like if there are any changes coming up, it's difficult for us to come back again, redo the change. It's difficult, and as well as it is a time consuming process, and as well it is a money consuming process. So at last, like what we are looking at is the to meet the deadline. So in here it will reduce the cost to create that such product illustrations. Why? Because you can do everything in the software and you can show in a great manner, and it will improve better training materials. Like if some new people are joining the industry, like if I want to train him on some assembly procedure or some service procedure, I can train him by showing the videos. Like he will get a pretty good manner. Why? Because an image or video speaks a lot of more words when we are talking about the conventional ways, but in here you'll get a pretty good idea on what exactly you want to you want the trainer to learn. And also at the end it increases the customer satisfaction. So that is all we need at the end, right? So that is it. So I'll show you a few examples of SOLIDWORKS Composer, where in which how it will improve your productivity and how it will improve your uh, and customer engagement. So in here, so this type of images and as well as html files, this is .svg format. Okay, so these types of files I can actually create using SolidWorks Composer. So this what I'm showing is I can actually link this same thing into my website and make people see like what exactly they are looking for. Let's see if he is looking for some replacement part like OBU, he can actually see this, and he can actually make a link of that using Composer, and he can buy that as well. So many options you'll get it with SolidWorks Composer, and also you can publish it into a 3D PDF as well. So this PDF that I'm opening now, it is a 3D PDF. Okay, so you can see that, right? So if I want to open it, I can open, and you can see everything in a 3D interface. Okay, like all the images, all the animations, like everything you can see in PDFs format only. Okay, you can even see the product manufacturing index, everything whatever you've done. So this is one way of sharing your files to your end customer. So why? Because it's a simple 3D PDF, and also you can integrate the same to a Word document and as well as a PowerPoint. Okay, like we all give PowerPoint presentations, and we all do the documentation in Microsoft Word. So SolidWorks Composer gives us that tools, cutting edge tools, wherein which you can see. So the entire thing of this is one file. Okay, that's been done in SolidWorks Composer, and it has been linked to Microsoft PowerPoint. So that is the collaboration that is there with SolidWorks Composer and as well as Microsoft PowerPoint. Here, if I want to play or see how a brake shoe has to be replaced, that also I can see in here. Okay, so the entire animation, you can see this, like I'm playing the entire animation in Microsoft PowerPoint. And if you can see, like if I want to showcase some things in here, I can show that. And moreover, if I want a snap or image of that at that particular point, I can get that. And I can make my own presentation in the PowerPoint by taking several snaps like that, and so as in Microsoft Word. Okay, so there are a few examples, and also so these are a few other examples that I want to show. So in the RC track, like how easily and how quickly you can create those type of manuals. Okay, so set. Yeah, so this is one operational manual you can see that's been done in a SolidWorks Composer. So these type of manuals you can create as well. You can see how crisp and clear the manuals are, and also the image quality and the clarity it possesses, each and everything in the exploded view and all the matter. So it gives you all those tools to create these types of things. Okay, and moving on to the PPT. So like how you can reduce your workflow using SolidWorks Composer is basically you can start designing your components in SolidWorks and take the same components to SolidWorks Composer. And if there are any changes, as we've discussed it, like the changes are practically automatic. Okay, so that will be affected in your end document as well. So how you create it, so that is how you can do everything parallelly. You don't need to wait till your product has been manufactured and you have to take the snaps of that, and you don't need to invest a lot on that. Okay, so that is from my side.